but of course she pays at the end of the year. That's helpful to tell people, look, don't be in a haste to invest in any scheme that somebody is telling you that the owners are abroad, in Nigeria. No. Any investment that you cannot attach to one product or one service that is generating income, you need to be careful about investing in those things. Because what you are seeing, the most of the investment you are seeing people doing is more of speculative. And sometimes those items don't even exist, just like the cryptocurrency. The cash is not there, but people are investing, so they're speculative about it. And when you begin to invest in speculative business, the chances are that you will either make money or that you will lose.
But how about even stocks and on the likes? Aren't they speculative as well?
Yeah, okay. For the stock market in Nigeria, it's not as lucrative as you will have the stock market in the US or any of the foreign stock exchange, where, you can buy a large number of stock, and within 1 or 2 days, an international event occur, your stock price goes up, and then within that period you cash in. Now you have people who are specialists, who are stock brokers, who are really into this business. So it's not something that you just go and sit somewhere. They say they train you 2 months, and then you start trading in stock. Those people just throw away the whole concept of businesses because somebody has told you. It's not going to be easy for you to train somebody in 2-3 months on stock trading, and then the person goes in and is doing very, very well. Because for you to decide on which stock to buy, you need a history of that company. Oh, okay, this company has been doing this, has been doing this, has been doing this. Now, let me give you a personal example. I invested in a particular bank years back, and I started watching their balance sheet and all of that, and I was not comfortable with, as an accountant, I was not comfortable with the profits they were posting. Looking at all their asset, the value of the asset and all of that, and looking at the transactions I was not comfortable. So I told my stockbroker, I said, offload. Their share price, I bought at 5 naira per share, and the price had risen to about 49 naira 30 kobo. So I told him, I said, offload. Oh, they kept telling me, oh, the company is going to give a dividend of 1 naira and all of that. I said, I'm not interested in that dividend. Offload. And they offloaded. 6 months after, those shares went back as low as 2 naira. So you see that I'm not a stockbroker, but my knowledge of accounting and all that and finance helped me in taking that decision. So for some of the individuals now who are going to 2-month trainings and becoming stockbrokers, you ask, what is the foundation on which they're making a lot of decisions? They're just speculative. Oh, okay, it's like this. They say if it gets to, they say, they are not doing their own calculation to be able to arrive at a figure that they will base their decision on. So I want to be interesting. They look attractive, but you need the knowledge to be able to engage in these things. And once you don't have those knowledge, once you don't have the knowledge, don't go into them.
Now, you expressed reservation about investing in a business tied to foreign owners.
Yes.
Who are not here. A lot of the network marketing businesses or investment opportunities out there are not indigenously owned.
No.
A lot of them are international companies or international brands, but have representatives here. So how is that different from the situation you're describing?
Okay, the situation I'm describing is the investment packages, not the products, the network marketing that you do product. For the network, those who are into network marketing, I also have a reservation with that. But the reservation I have with that is the fact that you don't get as much as you work. So that's the reservation I have with that. That's more doable in the sense that you are seeing the product you are buying. So what happens is that you need to be able to convince people to buy the product. So that's what makes it different. In the multi-level marketing, where you have the products available and all of that, what you are seeing happening is that the cost associated with warehousing, the cost associated with marketing, the cost associated with advertisement, all of that is what has been removed. In multi-level marketing, if I was supposed to spend 2 million, for instance, to warehouse my goods, if I was supposed to use 1 million to transport the goods, when I do multi-level marketing, I've removed all that cost out of it. And so what do they do with that cost? That cost is what they share across board as bonuses. Because in arriving at the price that they are giving to you, they have considered all of this, that when they do multi-level marketing, you save them all these expenses. So that those expenses that you have saved them, they take a share of it, and the other part of it, they give to you for getting involved in the multi-level marketing process. So that's good. You know, like I said, I just think that you're working too hard and you're not getting as much as you should get. That's just the only problem I have with the multi-level marketing. But I think that I would rather tell you to invest in multi-level marketing that has a product that is of value, than because there are also some multi-level marketing packages that the product they're offering you does not have real value. You know, there are people who have talked about jewelry. I think there was a time one of the multi-level marketing scheme was dealing with gold, and so I like to say, look, I'll get involved in. I think you're likely going to make money. You may not make as much, but you will make money.
Now, even some other investment schemes that seem to have something that they're trading in, say Forex, for example.
Yeah.
And you said a while ago that Forex is not about business. It's a legal business.
It's legal, yeah.
Exactly. And we have some of these investment opportunities offered by people who trade in the Forex market, and maybe some other investment opportunities as well besides Forex. You've had them go under.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, if Forex is fine, it's good to invest in Forex, in the Forex market, or even some other investment opportunities that may be appropriate as well. But some go under, and some seem to be doing quite well.
Yes.
So how do I determine which of them I should invest my money in?
Very tricky question. You know, when I look at the Forex business, you know, I think that the problem the operators of the Forex business have is that they're taking more than that. They're taking more money from people than they can trade with. So, and then of course the interest they're offering to people is extremely high. You cannot be offering people 10 to 15% per month. In this time, I know somebody who, I think 2009, 2010 was offering as high as 40% on whatever money people invest. And of course, ordinarily you will ask, how is that possible? And the truth is that it's going to be very, very difficult to meet that percentage, knowing that in trading of Forex, what is the margin, what is the amount that you make on every dollar or on every it's not $2,000 in a week. And if you sell the $10,000, the maximum that you can, $10,000, if you convert that to Naira at the exchange rate, is almost 5 million Naira. Now, so if I invest 5 million Naira, and then what I trade in is $10,000, and on each dollar, let's assume I make 50 kobo. So what I'm making in a month, if I look at it, I mean, when you convert to Naira.
Oh, okay.
Let's assume I make 50 Naira on every dollar. It means that I've only made 50 times 10,000, which is 500,000 Naira. Right? Now, but look at how much I have promised I will give to you. I promised I will give you 15%. 15% of 5 million is 750,000. It's 75,000 Naira. But I have made only 50,000. So when you look at the calculation, you see that at the end of the day, that it will not add up. By the time the Forex company takes their own money, and this is the thing that people need to take note of. So at that stage, there's 2 points you will get to, because as somebody who is trading in Forex, there's a maximum as an individual you can trade with. So you have traders working with you under your account. Now there's a maximum that all of them too can trade with, looking at banking regulations and all of that. Once you get to the point where the money that you have is just sufficient for everybody to trade under your, it's either you increase the people who are trading under you and get more money, or you just stabilize. You know, sometimes I think that what they need to do is just stay at one point and stabilize. And just
is that the reason they go under? Because they suddenly have way too much capital than they can trade with. Is that the reason they go under?
That's basically one of the reasons. And then, of course, another reason is the fact that some of the time the owners of those businesses become flamboyant. They begin to spend, and they don't know when to stop spending. Indiscipline in terms of managing the funds that they have. Then, of course, you must also understand the fact that their transactions are causing a big problem for the banking sector. You hardly see somebody who wants to go and put his money in the bank because the banks are giving you single digit, very, very, very terrible interest rate, and it's per annum. And you see somebody who is offering you close to 50 times what they are offering you. That's cumulatively per annum. You will prefer to go and put your money with the forex guys and all of that.
And then again, ever so often, what lures people into these investment schemes, whether they're forex or whatever else it is, and there are quite a number of them out there, is, there are testimonies. The actual persons who have said, listen, this is I can show you the bank transactions.
True.
This is how much I sent to them. They paid me 10%, 20%, 30%. It's real. It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I just bought a car with the money I made.
True.
I just bought a piece of land with the money I made. So how do you pass up on that? How do you, when you can actually see people who are getting that money?
Usually the first clients, usually the ones that I enjoy, because when they come in first, I mean, the guys who are running the investment company meets up, are able to give them their returns, they are regular and all of that. So those first few set of people who come in, as they go out and they are, and that's how some of these Ponzi schemes also work. The first set of people who come in, they make sure they satisfy them and all of that, because when you're satisfied, the tendency is that you will go out and go and tell somebody. Now, so that's part of the investment for the Ponzi scheme guy. He's like, okay, let's make sure that we give him his money. Okay? Because when you want to start those investments, usually you will not come with large sums. You will come probably with 1 million. So by the time you are able to recover your 1 million back, you are saying, it's okay. That I don't want to call it greed, but that desire for more will make you say, okay, let me make it 2 million. Or let me make it 4 million. Let me make it 5 million. So by the time you are increasing it, by the time you are, of course, making some return on the 1 million, and you are seeing it, you tell people come in and join. So at the end, but when the schemes begins to fail, the money that you're using to pay people actually is going to be the money that other people bring in, not the money that they are not returns that, or not revenues generated by them. So at that point, those who come later are the ones that actually suffer, because those who have come in early have cashed out and have moved away.
So by that, I mean, one might deduce a logic. So I simply look out for the ones that are just starting up and put my money in it, and then maybe after
a while
I pull it out.
Now, you see, another problem with pulling it out, some of them can be genuine. Like I said, they can be genuine. They can work within the provision of the law and not be over trading. But when you now cash out, you also cause a challenge for them, because by the time you pull out all your money, they may not. And one problem with pulling out money is that 10 people can come and pull out their money at the same time, and it sends the wrong signal. People say, these are the people who are pulling out their money. Are you sure that there is no problem? And sometimes even people it's even staff of those companies that begin to exercise those fear. They begin to say, today was terrible. 10 of our guys just came and pulled out their money. And you can never tell where that information we get to. So by the time it moves around, the same way that people were invited to come out, the same way people will say, people have started pulling out their money. Then you now have so much people now going to ask for the money. And this money have already been invested. You need to get them back. So that period of waiting, it becomes terrible. They are not able to meet up. Then other people now so everybody now starts asking for his money back. So you see that it becomes a problem to those investment houses. So it's also important that they manage their customers very well. And because for as long as the customers are not complaining, you're not likely going to have people pulling out. So it's better that you give them a return that the banks cannot give them, but that is not too high, and then you keep them. than are you giving them so much money that some people just want to come and give you and in 6 months get their money. Once they get the money, they just close their account. Once they invest and get their 2 times their money, they just pull out of the scheme.
That is Hard Facts 91.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt, discussing identifying safe investment opportunities. It's quite a number of them these days are going belly up. My guest, Dr. Eniola will still be here. We're going to quick break. When we return, conversation continues, and I'm hoping you can join the conversation via the usual platforms. Stay with us. Hard Facts returns shortly.
The night is almost done, but conversations are never done on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Join Jude from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Let's Talk weekdays.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hacks, and then let's talk into. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get in.
Quite a lot of them out there these days. Many of them are going under, going belly up. How do you protect yourself and your investments? Still make investments because they are good, and you can make some good money from that. My guest, Dr. Eniola Taiwo, is here still. Doctor, welcome once again.
Thank you.
Join the conversation via the usual platforms, numbers 0817 93 0002 or 0003, 0817 93 0007 or 0009. WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. We're live on Twitter and YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. Via WhatsApp, good evening and greetings to your guest. Please ask your guest, is there a possibility that the genuine trading companies that probably get this challenge of regulatory issue which affect inability to repay the investors, can they possibly bounce back? That's from Maxwell.
Bouncing back will require a lot of sitting down with their customers, because even if the restriction placed on them are lifted and they are allowed to continue, you will know that at least if they were locked up for 1 month, that 1 month there was no trading. So will the investors expect them to pay them for that 1 month? You know, so it's going to require them sitting down and negotiating and say, look, can we all have seen the issues around. Okay, we'll pay you, but can we spread that payment over a period of time so that as you continue your trading with us, we can be paying you for those months that we didn't pay you. So it requires, I'm talking about the genuine ones. The genuine ones can actually sit down with their customers and have a discussion and see how they can all have a win-win situation.
All right, to the third line start. Hello. 0817 923 0002 0003 or 0817 923 0007 or 0009. Also via WhatsApp after this discussion. Okay, let's try a call first. Hello, you're welcome.
Oh,
good evening,
Dayo.
ahead. Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, Dayo, your guest mentioned the fact that overtrading is a problem, and also flamboyant lifestyle of some of the owners of these companies. I want to ask, what about risky trading? Because we all know that in business, the higher the risk, sometimes the higher the gain. and also the high there's a possibility of you losing money.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was them. But I think we got this question though. You want to respond to that?
You know, when you say e-trading.
No, I think he said risky trading. Risky trading.
Risky
So,
trading.
you know, remember the higher the risk, the higher the return. So sometimes can they get it wrong with the attempt at making some huge returns within a short period of time? I think that's what it was referring to.
I think it's a wrong maxim for somebody to say the higher the risk, the higher the return. You know, sometimes that risk may not even give you any return. That high risk may not give you any return. A lower risk may give you a steady return, a low and steady return. And someday there will just be a change, and then before you know what's happening, you are making higher returns. So the concept of returns depends on so many factors. It's not about wishing. It's about, there are so many environmental factors, there are regulatory issues, you know, there are events that can occur, and suddenly things will just work in your favor. A favorable opportunity will just come up because there's a change in policy. So investing is something that you must sit down and take moderate risk. Don't just rush and say the higher the risk, the higher the returns. No, it doesn't work that way.
All right. Hello, thanks for welcome.
Hello?
Turn the radio down. Good evening. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Please, some of these investment companies and all the rest, I wonder how some of them can be set up and after some time they go under. Are they not supposed to be registered? That the government or the security agents can help know before anybody can set up any business, they know their whereabouts, they know what they do. So if there are issues arising with customers, they can fetch them out. You know, because this thing, it looks as if there are some collaborations. After some time they die off, and then they allow them to go with people's money. Thank you.
Okay. Doc?
No, fundamentally all investment houses are registered. Of course, if you are not because if they are not registered, there's no way they can have accounts that you can transact with. So they are basically registered. The only thing is, does the NDIC Act, does it cover them? Which means if investors lose their money, that they can be insured. Some of them know, basically they don't. Like all these forest, they are not in all of that.
One thing to anybody who lost any investment,
You know, practically his house. And as he was trading, he was paying. You know, other investors were looking for this young man all over town. And somehow the young man escaped that abduction. So your challenges. Now, if you say you're going to court, you know, of course, yes, you can go, and what if you win in court? The process again is another thing again. But if you win, and the court says, okay, the assets of the company you should use to pay you, lucky you. So primarily, I think that what individuals will do will actually depend on them. You know, and like I said, if these businesses are genuinely operating, and if there are opportunity for them to redeem themselves, they can sit down with their investors and negotiate lower rates and a better repayment plan.
All right. Via WhatsApp. After this discussion, Benny was still full victim of some of these voodoo investments that are now rampant. That he once made the right title, we're making money this year. It was all focused on warning the unsuspecting investors about the syndrome on get rich quick. The love of money is ruining many. Dr. Pastor Eniola, a friend and colleague, knows this fact. That's from Dr. Ben Eniola. I'm guessing that's someone you probably know personally.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Such a thing happened in a Bonima sometime last year, whereby my friend lost his almost 300,000. I see those investment people as doing fraud, so I never picked interest in it. Furthermore, the only true investment a man or woman can do is invest in. Okay, he's talking about sports betting, because in this kind of investment, there's nothing like fraud. You have your money paid. Those are the kinds of investments I invest money in. That's Valentine from Abonima. Okay, Valentine. Let's see. Hello? Hard fact to welcome.
Hello. Hello. Good evening.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Your guest is really grounded in this field. I really appreciate his contribution. You know, just like he said, I'm an FX trader. I've been in FX for the past 5 years. Exactly like he said, the FX is not a risky market. But if you don't follow the guideline rules, you will definitely be gambling and you will lose your money. Those guys that offer you that big amount of money, frankly speaking, they go to gamble with it. Because there's a law in the FX market that tells you risk 1% of your capital. And in risking of 1% of your capital, it's not possible that you can the market cannot fly 200 pips, 300 pips in a day. It is difficult for you to have such moves in a day in a particular currency or currency pair. For to fly up to that 300 pips to give you at a risk of 0.01, it can give you about $30 if you are trading on 0.01. It's difficult to have that. So imagine when somebody is giving you $100 and expecting you to give 10% return at the end of the month. As 10% of no, it's not possible. So when you do this with all these investors, all these people who come to tell you, bring money, let me trade for you, and you are risky. And definitely, what happened to gamblers will definitely happen to you. But if you go into the business, I studied. I went for studies for almost a year plus. I graduated. As I speak to you, it's not still easy to make profit on a daily basis. Frankly speaking. But it's, at least I can if I want to advise somebody on investment today, and advise somebody to invest in the FX market. If you make money like what I'm trying to do now, I've made money in the FX market. I'm looking at extending into the landed property. And even though I want to invest in the landed property, I'm for the past 1 year now, I've been careful trying to check which company or which of these estate companies I should invest with. That's just the position where I stand. But frankly speaking, the FX market is good, but you need to be grounded. You need to have a good education on it. And when anybody that tells you, come, I'll give you money from the FX market, that person is a criminal. If I can make money in the FX market, I won't take money from you to teach you how to trade in the FX market. Because I'm making money. I don't need your money.
All right, good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, sir, but I must move on right now. Dr. Taiwo, please, in 1 or 2 sentences, advice to any person who might be listening right now.
For those who want to do any financial investment, my advice is look for someone. There are a lot of finance investment firms in town. You know, a lot of them are registered, and whatever advice they give to you, if it backfires, if it doesn't work out, you can sue them for giving you wrong professional advice. So I think we should make use of them. They are all over town. I don't want to be calling their names, but there are a lot of them. Investment office in Port Harcourt here, registered. Registered with the central bank and registered with necessary agencies of government. So, and those ones, they may not give you the huge returns on investment, but your investment is guaranteed.
Thank you very much for joining the conversation, especially my guest, Dr. Eniola, author, social entrepreneur, lecturer, innovation and enterprise development consultant. Dr. Taiwo, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Dayo.
We got the news update coming up. When I return, we're discussing the trial of former Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari. Barrister Richard Wokocha is my guest for that conversation. Please stay with us.
The night is almost done, but conversations are never done on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Join Jude from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Let's